All right, to get a better understanding of how the election results have been coming in, let's now show you a graphic representation of, some of the data that has been coming through. We're going to start with the ANC. The ANC so far has garnered 40% of the votes, and that's about 6,119,000 and I suppose 354 votes that have been garnered by the ANC. Coming in at over 96%, the voting districts completed, and the ANC's vote currently stands at 40%. And with most of the results now in, the ANC will have to contend with sharing power with some of the allies and some of the alliance partners that have been in bed with over the past elections. Let's now take a look at how the DA has fared with 3,304,557 votes. The DA is now on 22% of the votes. As I've said earlier on, of course, this graphic might change as the votes are still being captured. About 96% of the votes are being counted already. And the DA support appears to have grown in this election, with the party having regained votes of white people who have backed the party, to its right in the last election, and some black people who felt it needed to be given a chance in the national government. And now the new kid on the block, the MK party, having garnered 2,249,799 votes. That's a translation of 15% of the votes, being led by the former, I wouldn't say a former member of the ANC, because former President Jacob Zuma still hasn't indicated whether he is part of the ANC or not. But they've been doing very, very well in terms of being a new party and having won the hearts of South Africans. And especially in KwaZulu-Natal, the party has done really, really, really well. All right, let's now take a look at the individual profiles of the parties. President Ramaphosa is still pretty much at the helm of the party, and with 6,119,354. Now, these votes are definitely not enough to stay in power and win a majority. So the ANC has lost the majority. It's now unofficial, of course, that they've lost the majority. So now they have to contend with sharing power with some of the smaller parties. All right, let's now take a look at the Democratic Alliance. There we go. John Steenhuisen at the helm of the Democratic Party, which has garnered 21.7% of the votes with 3,304,557. So we had to see whether the Democratic Alliance has won the hearts of Gauteng voters in particular. But then indications are that the DA is pretty much they have a firm grip on Western Cape, which they've ruled in the past elections. All right, with former President Jacob Zuma being at the helm of the MK party, the party having been started a few months ago, they've garnered 15% of the national vote overall with 2,249,799. All right, now this is a much clearer picture. Now, as the pieces of the puzzle are now getting together, we now have an idea of where the parties are headed in terms of seat allocation in Parliament, with the ANC having garnered 159 seats. That's about a 40.2%. They've lost 79 seats in Parliament, and they'll need to work really, really hard in terms of convincing some of the parties to get into a coalition with. Now, the Democratic Alliance has gained 3 seats, and these are predicted seats, by the way, because the data is still coming in, still being captured. They will have about 87 seats if the results are anything to go by, with a 21.7% of the national votes overall. The MK party, and they're coming in with, still a new party. They've gained 58 seats, predicted seats, that is, with a reflection of 14.8%. That's 2,249,799 votes. The EFF, which has been in the past election the third biggest party, has now slipped to being the 4th biggest party with 1,427,013 votes. That's a 9.4% reflection of the national score overall, with 39 seats, but they've lost 5 seats in Parliament. Well, as I've mentioned, this is just votes that have been captured. The data is still coming in the next few minutes. It'll change, and it'll give you another updated graphical representation of what the election results are looking like.